Hi friend. Today we're talking about Crossbreed. This 2019 sci-fi flick that isn't heavy on the science, distributed by Uncorked Entertainment and Jaguar Motion Pictures Production. It's a futuristic story of a team of ex-military hired to capture an alien bioweapon that is being held on a research space station orbiting the Earth. Directed by Brandon Slagle, written by Robert Thompson and Brandon Slagle. Starring Stink Fisher, Devanny Pinn, Antoine Lanier, John T. Woods, Jason McNeil, Vivica A. Fox, and Daniel Baldwin. Stink Fisher plays Riker, the main mercenary tasked to put together the team to retrieve the bioweapon, or alien, or both. He does well, and has enough charisma to carry the film. There's moments here and there that are a little silly, but he does the best with what he's given. He's had a few roles in bigger budget productions like The Lovely Bones, Gulliver's Travels, and the TV show Gotham. The rest of the team, played by Antoine Lanier as Slaughter, John T. Woods as Four Eyes, Jason McNeil as Degenerate, and Brandon T. Williams as Noob. They're all kind of stock sci-fi action characters, but they all hold their own in the film and made me actually care when something happened to one of them. Out of them, Jason McNeil stands out as the foul-mouthed, degenerate of the group. Daniel Baldwin, probably the lesser known of the Baldwin brothers, plays Secretary of Defense Weathers. He was in many big budget films in the 90s, like Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, John Carpenter's Vampires, and Mulholland Falls. But due to personal reasons, his roles began to gear more towards lower budget films. He's not a bad actor, and he does fine in this, but he's just only in a few scenes. Vivica A. Fox plays the president of the new United States of America. Like Baldwin, in the 90s and even into the early 2000s, she had a promising career, starring in beloved films like Set It Off, Independence Day, and Kill Bill. She went on to do many TV movies and other low-budget flicks, but hey, at least she's working. With Baldwin, they're only in a handful of scenes, which is a bit of a shame as they are the best in the cast. Vernon Wells shows up. Many will remember him from Mad Max 2, Weird Science, and Commando, opposite Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's totally wasted in this film. He's a great actor and only appears in the first scene. Devanny Pinn plays the bioweapon/alien. Her performance isn't bad. The makeup effects on her to transform her into the genetically modified alien looks cheap, but she's not really seen that much, so the look really isn't a detriment. For the most part, the film looks good. It had interesting sets, which I am assuming are office buildings or businesses during the off hours. And they had access to a factory or maybe a decommissioned ship to stand in for the space station. The costumes are hilarious on some of the characters. There's legit a guy wearing sunglasses without the lenses and a glow stick taped to it. A lot of the dialogue is goofy. It's on the level of a Sci-Fi Channel movie, just with coarse language, and sometimes that gets a little excessive. I usually talk much like these guys in normal life, but most of the curses seem forced. Other than that, there's a few lines of technobabble that are a little eye-rolling. The practical and CG effects aren't great. Some of the effects are really bad. There's stock-looking CG cityscapes and spacecraft. In one scene, they're supposed to be flashing lights, but they just put a strobe effect on the clip in editing. The gunshot effects are okay. They look like the old school muzzle flashes that other low-budget flicks from the early 2000s have used. And whenever they're smoking a scene, it seems like they left the sound the machine makes, which is kind of weird, but at the same time pretty funny. The score seems to be from music services like Audioblocks or Soundstripe. I recognize a few of them from YouTube videos. Overall, it's not necessarily bad, but it's not great. It's definitely low budget, and it shows in some scenes. But it doesn't really hurt the film. The action isn't too bad, and it's kind of fun. The only problem is when they didn't utilize the bioweapon alien thing enough. You see it once during the first scene, and it really doesn't do anything until the third act. Also, the ending is pretty weak. It's a great budget title if you're into sci-fi alien flicks, but with much less alien than there should be. I would have also liked to see more of Vernon Wells, but I'm sure much of the budget went to him, Fox, and Baldwin, and they probably wouldn't have had enough to get him in more scenes. Did you see this movie? Did you like it? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and throw us a like if you liked the video. Thanks.
Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, check out one of these videos.